RiverBender.com's coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by Meridian Bank, large enough to serve all your banking needs and small enough to care about you. Roberts Motors, the value store in Alton and Wood River. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the River Bend. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Andy's Auto Body, we can fix anything. The Medicine Shop in Wood River, caring beyond prescriptions. Auto Centers Nissan, where you always buy it right. And United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
Basketball, and it's a big one tonight. It's Friday night basketball. It's senior night here at Alton High. The Redbirds hosting the big bad Edwardsville Tigers. The Tigers and the Redbirds this evening here on Z1570. Live coverage here on the Big Z in the Southwestern Conference with Nick Darr. Brent Berkland here with you, and a huge, and I mean huge, crowd here tonight, Nick.
Huge crowd. The weather kept absolutely no one away. Sold out crowd here. They're sitting in the aisles, as a matter of fact. The little rain and freezing rain and snow, but packed house tonight, and the parking lot is full. We got here early and had to park plenty long way away. I can imagine what the people who are just arriving had to park, and now probably having to turn people away at the turnstiles, as there is not an empty seat in the place.
Well, that's what Mike Bray was just telling me while you were speaking. He was coming running up the stairs to tell us that it is sold out. If you're out in the parking lot, if you're on your way, if you're on Humbert Road, you're not going to be able to get in because this place is packed full of orange and red, and it's the Redbirds and the Tigers, and we knew it was going to be a big crowd. And when you think about the bleachers only, if you've been in this gymnasium the last 2 years since it's opened up the new school, about 2,300 will seat here in the bleachers. Now, if they have something else going on where they can put chairs down, then you're talking 2,500 to 3,000, but bleacher seats, it's about 2,200 to 2,300, and that's what we have here tonight.
I'd say we're closer to 2,300 tonight up at the high end, because it is an absolute full house, and you see people sitting in the aisles and all kinds of things. It is a crowded arena.
And it was an early arriving crowd, as you mentioned, too. The Edwardsville Tigers come to town with a record of 23-1. As we reported on Tuesday night while we were broadcasting the Belleville West game, Edwardsville lost their first game of the year, their only loss, and it was just a couple of days ago.
And boy, a tough one for the seniors at home on senior night for the Tigers. Their only loss of the season to this point, playing a very good O'Fallon team, though, and we talked about Tuesday night a little bit how, boy, every week is a real test, or every night is a real test in the Southwestern Conference, and the Tigers have had some close calls. It was a close call the first time these two teams met. Alton actually led after 3 quarters, 44-41, but the Tigers able to pull that one out 58-56 in a close game, and certainly expected to be a close one here tonight as well.
Indeed, a 2-point game the first time these teams met. That was back on Friday night, January the 11th. But tonight, it all comes to an end. The regular season, the Southwestern Conference race, even though we know that Edwardsville's already the conference champs. They're 12-1 in the conference. Alton in 3rd place right now at 9-4 in the conference. Other conference games tonight: East St. Louis and O'Fallon, Collinsville against Belleville East, Granite City against Belleville West. And right now the top 3 teams have put some distance between themselves and the rest of the race, because Edwardsville number 1, O'Fallon at 10-3 in 2nd place, and Alton at 9-4, comfortably in 3rd place in the conference race.
So we know how the top 3 teams are going to end in the Southwestern Conference pretty much. It'll go Edwardsville, O'Fallon, Alton, and that's pretty much the way it looks like it'll end up. But certainly the Redbirds want to win here tonight on senior night, and feel like they probably owe the Tigers a little payback after that close battle back in January.
January the 11th, these two teams met at Edwardsville. Tonight, we are in A-Town at Alton High School, and again, a sold-out gymnasium. We are sold out now. Basically at 7:30, they make that announcement that they can't sell any more tickets, that they have to now turn people away at the front, and that front gate was a madhouse even an hour ago or more. So you know that people now are having to leave, and I guess if they were intending on coming to this game, basically you knew to come real early anyway.
In talking to some people that were planning on being here tonight, they said, boy, I know I'm going to have to get there early, because it's going to be a packed house, and they're absolutely right. So probably if you hadn't been here by now, you would assume, I hope anyway, that you weren't going to get in. When I came up at about 6:45, the line was 35 to 50 people deep, probably all the way out the door at the front gate, and I'm sure there was no let up until now.
Well, I can tell you that, as always, this game can be heard also on the web, on the internet, at AltonDailyNews.com or WBGZRadio.com. You can link up to Prepcast.com, but also tonight we have some video to go along with it if you'd like. RiverBender.com to go along with Nick's expert analysis.
Wow, thank you. Is there another Nick here? No. Me, I got you.
So what do you think about that?
That's high praise coming from you. I appreciate that.
But RiverBender.com too. So check it all out tonight. It's a big night here at AHS. The Redbirds and the Tigers. We'll take a break and be back with more pregame in a moment. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Auto Centers Nissan, the largest Nissan dealer in Southern Illinois, is moving to a new state-of-the-art facility located near 255 and Wood River. This new facility at 1825 East Edwardsville Road will give us the ability to serve you even better. Along with award-winning service, we have huge selection, over 300 vehicles, including hard-to-find, high-line, and specialty cars. Come in and visit us today or check us out online at www.autocentersnissan.com, where you always buy it right.
Do you want to earn interest and still have easy access to your money? Meridian Bank offers 4 interest-bearing accounts: Money Market, Meridian Star, Now Account, and Super Now Account. Choose the account that fits your financial needs. Rates vary based on the account and balance. Stop by and ask for details. The smart way to financial success is at Meridian Bank on West 3rd Street in downtown Alton. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lenders.
With Nick Darr, Brent Berkland with you here. The Edwardsville Tigers starters were just announced, and now it's time for our PA announcer George Depper to give us the Alton Redbirds starting lineup on senior night. We know that those 4 seniors will play a big part in this game for sure. Brown, Cotto, Smith, and Jackson, and all kinds of adrenaline to start the game. The first 2 or 3 minutes will be interesting tonight.
It will be, because you know the Tigers will probably want to try and slow it down in those first 2 or 3 minutes. And the Redbirds, as we've seen all year, they're going to want to get out to a quick start, play strong defense, and get some points in transition. And the Tigers will be trying to prevent them from doing that.
Well, the 2 guards first, Zach Brown and Ruben Cotto. Now it's time for the junior, Ryan Matthews, the junior, in the bunch for the starting 5. Now Brandon Smith, the starter, and the big man in the middle, David Jackson. And maybe may come down to the big men tonight for both teams. And for the Alton Redbirds, that means Jackson and also Tyrone Parker, a 6'4" wide body sophomore who's getting more and more playing time as we go along here.
And Jackson had an outstanding game Tuesday night against Belleville West, specifically on the defensive end. A lot of block shots, rebounds, got his hands on a lot of balls, a lot of passes, and he played a really strong defensive game. Don't look for him to score too much, but on the defensive end, he'll be key.
Well, Cotto averaging 23.5 points per game. We all know about that, but also David Jackson, about 7 points per game. Matthews at 8 points per game. If you look at the rest of the starters, Brandon Smith still coming on. He's up to 14 points per game, and Zach Brown 5 points per game. But it's not going to be just points tonight. Rebounds, assists, steals, defense, fouls, the foul situation. It's all going to come into play tonight.
Well, the foul situation was huge in the first game. Edwardsville shot 31 free throws, Alton just 11. And that really made a huge difference in the game. Edwardsville went 22 out of 31 from the line in the game and won by 2 points.
Tigers with their black uniforms trimmed in the orange. The Alton Redbirds in their white home uniforms trimmed in the red. And this sold-out crowd gets ready for this big, big battle tonight. And maybe 7 days from now we'll do it again. And maybe you'll have to be here even earlier, like in the middle of the afternoon, to get a seat.
Maybe that'll be the rubber match, hopefully, for the Redbirds.
That's right. Could be a regional championship next Friday. But first, things first. The tip won by the Edwardsville Tigers, and here we go. Brandon Hogg holds the ball, gives to Joseph Hines on the right wing. Redbirds man-to-man, backdoor cut, up and in it goes. Will Triggs, the 6'5 sophomore, puts it up and in.
Boy, nice cut that time by Triggs, and an easy layup to start the game. Not what Lane Bennett wanted to see, and now a turnover on the Redbirds.
Out on the left wing, it's turned over, and it's Tigers ball as both coaches with their shirt and ties and pacing and yelling in front of their bench, standing tall. Mike Waldo of Edwardsville and Lane Bennett of Alton High. Edwardsville basketball, out to the top it goes, and Anthony Campbell, 6'7 senior, wears number 4. Tall, lanky senior. Joseph Hines, 21, skip pass here to the near side. Ismaiah Roundtree has the basketball. Roundtree, a 5'11 junior. Back out to Hogg. He wears number 5. Now it's Triggs, and all 5 Tigers get touches, this time down the floor. 1 minute into the game. 2-0 Edwardsville. Ruben Cotto reaches in on Hogg, but Brandon Hogg gets rid of the basketball. To the top of the key, and Edwardsville being very patient. There's a 5-second call, though. Edwardsville holding it at the top, and Roundtree guarded by Zach Brown, and it's a 5-second call. Turnover, and here come the Redbirds. See if they can do something on offense. Cotto to Ryan Matthews in the front court. Matthews double teamed, and he turns it over, throws it right to Roundtree. Cotto gets his hand on a dribble for a moment, but Hogg will back it up between the circles again. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. Not the start you want for the Redbirds here at home. And now a hand check is called out high as Campbell was dribbling the ball awful high, and I think it's going to be Matthews with a foul.
Well, I think he got away with a carry as well, looked like from here anyway.
And looked like the referee said 23, but I believe it's going to be 21. And it is Matthews who picks up the foul. The referee gets the right number to the scorer's table, and Edwardsville throws it in, up 2-0 over the Alton Redbirds. Again tonight, we're on the World Wide Web, WBGZradio.com, and there's a travel call. Good D for the Redbirds down the side of the lane. Campbell went up with it, came back down with it.
Good job by Jackson in there to block that shot away.
Also on the web, don't forget RiverBender.com. You can see video to go along with the audio. Here's Cotto, missing, Jackson following, no good. Jackson with a good offensive rebound, but it just rolled off the rim. Back comes Hogg, there's a steal. Cotto got his hand on it, Redbirds ball, 2-0 Tigers.
3 turnovers now for the Tigers.
Turnovers for both teams, and it's a shaky start for both on offense, really. In front of this sold-out gymnasium. Backdoor cut for Cotto. Down to the baseline, blocked away. He got it back, though. Cotto on the baseline, drives around his man. Glass, no good. Rebound, out of bounds. It's still Alton ball, and Cotto crashes to the floor. No whistle there, at least for a foul. And Matthews will throw it in under the Alton basket. They throw it into Cotto, back to Jackson. We're at 5:20 to go. First quarter, it's 2-0 Edwardsville. They scored early, and that's been it, 1 bucket. Here's Matthews and Zach Brown playing catch out high. You're in tune to WBGZ Alton, just after 8 o'clock, and we're just underway. Jackson to Matthews. Ryan Matthews back to Jackson on the low post, leans in, Glass, no good, and Edwardsville with a rebound, and Jackson had another good look down low.
Now the finish shows Jackson's had 2 opportunities to score down low, in close, not able to convert.
Tigers will make a change in a moment. Here's a backdoor cut, knocked out. Cotto lost a step, but Matthews helped him out, and Matthews, with some help defense, tips it out of bounds. Edwardsville makes a change here. Richard Siebers comes into the game for the Tigers. 4:41 to go, first quarter, and Edwardsville on offense down to our right in front of the Redbird nest. The student body standing strong. Many rows of students for Alton. Here's Campbell with it for the Tigers. To the top, Siebers. Zach Brown comes out on him. Now it's Will Triggs. Triggs gives the ball off to Roundtree. Now to Brandon Hogg. Ball fake from 3. Gives the ball off to Triggs again, left side. Still being patient, the orange and black. Midway through the first quarter now. Hogg inside, and we have a foul. Looks like Cotto with a hand check. He may get called with it. No, it's on Matthews again. That's going to be his second foul. That must have been away from the ball or a reach in on the way by, and Matthews with 2.
They've had Matthews on Anthony Campbell. Tough guard for him tonight. He's given up about 5 inches to the big man.
Now it looks like Matthews may switch up. They throw it into Campbell in the lane. Shot up and in. A little lob pass and up and in for Campbell.
I think they moved Brandon Smith on to Campbell that time, and Campbell got a good look.
Smith for 3, and it's good. With 3:50 to go in the first quarter, the Redbirds get on the board with a tray.
Well, we know teams are going to try and shut down Ruben Cotto. Brandon Smith is going to have to step up and be the second option. He's done a very good job of doing that in recent weeks.
Well, Alton 4 for 14 from the three-point line the first time these two teams played, while the Tigers only attempted 7. They were 2 for 7. Underneath, Jackson with a big block under the basket. Here comes Cotto on the move. Lost it on the way. Tipped out by the Tigers. Cotto is going for a little scoop reverse layup there, and now the Redbirds go to the bench, and they will bring in 2 subs, including Tyrone Parker and Brandon Elliott, number 12.
Boy, Jackson, the last line of defense there, gets a great block. Maybe a little contact with the body, but the officials not calling much so far in the way of fouls.
Parker and Cotto. Inside-outside game. Now Cotto outside to Brown. Brandon Smith to Brandon Elliott. And now a warning giving to head coach Mike Waldo, it looks like, here as they stop play. I think it's just a bench warning, and you won't see that very often to stop play. I guess
usually
that's what it was.
Stop play, it's a technical, but that seemed like what it was anyway.
Because he went right in the face of Coach Waldo.
I think complaining about the call underneath, probably.
Here's Brandon Smith, inbounds in the lane. Glass, no good. Campbell with the rebound. Tigers have the 4-3 lead and the ball. Here comes Hogg underneath. Blocking foul on the Redbirds, and Zach Brown may be charged with that one. 3 fouls on Alton, 0 fouls on the Tigers. And that's what happened last time. Alton had many, many more fouls. Inside, good, and 1. And the Redbirds have another foul on the inbounds, and the Redbirds have been hurt on the inbounds already. Campbell a moment ago, and this time it's Hines.
Boy, Hines wide open for the layup that time, and converts it and gets called for the foul.
Parker.
And Parker will go straight to the bench, and Jackson checks back in.
Well, now it's 6-3 in favor of the Tigers. Last game, the fouls. Alton had 23 fouls. Edwardsville, 14. Here's a miss, and here's Campbell over the back of Jackson. No call. Now inside, the Tigers get it again. Miss it. Cotto with the rebound. 6-3 Edwardsville. Here's Cotto around 2 Tigers inside, up and in. Left hand and good for Ruben Cotto.
Oh, what a quick move by Cotto to the basket. Lightning first step, and he takes it right to the hoop for the layup, his first 2 of the night.
Cotto makes it 6-5. Tigers over the Redbirds by 1. Here's Roundtree with it to Brandon Hogg. 1-point game, 2:22 to go here in the first quarter. Hogg into the lane, scoop shot, knocked out of bounds. Good D as the Redbirds are getting hands on the orange here on defense. And the orange basketball, not the orange jerseys.
The officials seem to think they're getting on the orange jerseys.
Inbounds it goes to Campbell, knocked away by Cotto, and talk about lightning quick. And I think he knocked it off of the Tigers, and he did.
Well, Campbell was going to have a pretty easy layup there, too. Cotto gets his hands in there quickly and then knocks it off Campbell's leg out of bounds to the Redbirds, a chance to take the lead.
Turnover, Edwardsville, 6-5 Tigers. Here come the Redbirds. Brandon Smith to Zach Brown. Cotto bounces to Jackson. Back to Ruben here. Cotto around 2 Tigers. Now back to Jackson, top of the key. And he traveled at the top of the key going toward the free throw line.
Joseph Hines guarding Cotto and really smothering him out on the perimeter. Seems like Cotto is quick enough, though, to take just about anybody to the basket, and he was able to do that the last time down.
He's already made some nice drives, around 2, 3 Tigers at a time. Here early on, 1:45 to go. Hogg jumps into the lane, backs it out to Roundtree. Now back down to Hogg underneath, and Jackson with a foul as Hogg got Jackson up in the air with a double pump, maybe even a triple pump. Jackson with a foul.
Jackson trying to come over and help and got up in the air. Really didn't need to, as he's got the smaller Hogg going up against him, but got up in the air and commits the foul.
Free throw good. Brandon Hogg in the first game again from the free throw line was 15 out of 19. And the fouls are now 5-0. Redbirds have the 5. Here at home, here on senior night. This one's in and out, no good. Missed the second free throw. They're 1 for 3 now from the line. Here's Brandon Elliott for Alton, trailing by 2, 7-5. It's Edwardsville on top. 1:24 to go, first quarter. Jackson hands it off to Cotto. Double teamed. Ruben Cotto to Elliott. Open 3. It's in and out, no good. Rebound Tigers, and here's Triggs handing it off, and Campbell driving down the side of the lane. A whistle and another foul. Zach Brown this time.
Redbird's going to put the Tigers in the bonus early. Brown's going to go to the bench.
2 subs for each team. Jackson will sit down. Zach Brown sits down as Riddle-Sprigger checks into the game. Kevin Riddle-Sprigger along with Parker, who's back in. Here's Campbell, offensive foul as he dropped the shoulder, gave some elbow to Brandon Smith.
The Redbird fans like that call. The first foul call against the Tigers here. 1:10 left to go in the first quarter.
Hallelujah, they say. 1 foul on the Tigers, 6 on the Redbirds, and it's 7-5. Tigers with a 2-point lead, and now the Tigers put the full court man-to-man press on. But Ruben Cotto will break that down. He bounces it inside. Parker has it up and missed it off the back iron. Got his own rebound, but then lost it. Here comes Hogg. He lost it, and a foul is called on a loose ball there at midcourt on the Alton Redbirds. And I don't know about that call either.
Both players going for the loose ball, it looks like, and that's their 7th team foul. So
it's on Brandon Elliott, and Hogg was out of control. I mean, he didn't have the ball, and it was rolling away.
And a late whistle, it seemed like, too.
58 seconds to go, first quarter. 7-5 Tigers, and Hogg is at the line again. Free throw in the air, and no good. Got his own rebound, though, and up and in on a double pump. He puts it in.
Well, I think the Redbirds maybe forgot it was a 1-and-1 situation. Nobody blocked out, and that should never happen. The free throw shooter getting his own miss.
9-5. Tigers by 4. Parker hands to Cotto. Ruben Cotto forced outside. He still has his dribble. Hands the ball off to Brandon Smith. Smith. They give on the right side to Brandon Elliott. Elliott to Riddle-Sprigger, now to Parker. Parker, 1 bounce, now to Brandon Smith again. Gives to Riddle-Sprigger, and they'll back it up. 1 shot here, says Coach Lane Bennett, with 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. They back it up, and Ruben's going to get the ball, you would think, sooner or later.
Got to go now, though.
Brandon Smith, top of the key, fires it, rattles in and out, no good. And with less than a second to go, Edwardsville fires it up from midcourt, and it's no good by Will Triggs. And after 1 quarter, 9-5, the Tigers lead the Redbirds. After 8 minutes, you're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
It's time to book a date for your fall banquet and holiday party at Johnson's Corner. The banquet room at Johnson's Corner seats up to 80, and you can choose either a buffet or sit-down meal. Johnson's Corner will also cater to your home party, workplace, employee appreciation party, birthday party, or holiday party. When Johnson's Corner caters, you can count on prompt personal service, and afterwards, they'll even clean up the food mess. Call for available dates, 465-5640. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton.
Alton High School, big battle between the Alton Redbirds and the Edwardsville Tigers tonight with Nick Darr, Brent Berkland with you here on Z1570. On the web as well, WBGZradio.com and RiverBender.com. Here's a travel on the wing. Riddlespringer turns it over for Alton. They had the ball to start the second quarter, but now the Tigers have it.
Jackson going to check back in here for Tyrone Parker. Redbirds,
9-5 Edwardsville.
All right, Brent, the Redbirds continuing to struggle, though, in the half-court offense. We've seen it for the last few games now.
Here's Hogg with it for the Tigers. And he throws it away on the wing, Riddlespringer, but he lost the handle. And now Brandon Hogg will come back for Edwardsville, all the way into the lane, behind the back, and he ran over David Jackson. Jackson took the charge. Edwardsville with a foul.
Nice job by Jackson that time. Pretty move by Hogg with the behind-the-back pass. Hines was going to have an easy layup, but officials call the charge.
Both Tigers fouls are on offense. In the lane with charges, and here's Brandon Elliott for Alton. Out to Brandon Smith. Now David Jackson. As the Redbirds fans make some noise here. 9-5. The Redbirds with just 5 points. They throw it out to Ruben Cotto, and he almost lost it in the backcourt. Now top of the key. Gives it to Elliott. Now to Jackson. Mishandled the pass. And they'll have to reset it with 6:50 to go, first half. Well, down to Jackson, who posts up and in over Campbell on the left block.
Good turnaround jumper by Jackson. No question, though, the Redbirds look a little tight on offense. A lot of sloppy passes and a lot of drops.
9-7 our score. Tigers by 2. Here's Brandon Hogg driving around. Glass, no. Jackson with another rebound. Here come the Redbirds. Chance to tie. Ryan Matthews at the scorer's table. Cotto all the way to the glass. Good! What a first step. What a second step by Cotto.
Boy, he is so quick to the basket, and if they're going to guard him like that on the perimeter, he can take him to the hoop all night long, you would think.
9-9. The Redbirds with the first 4 points of the second quarter. Campbell for 3, and it's good. Top of the key, just stepped back and buried it.
Boy, nice touch for the big fellow there. He's 6'7" and can shoot the 3.
Each team with a 3 ball now in the first half. And it's 12-9 Tigers. Down low it goes to Cotto. Lean in. Glass. Good. Cotto into the lane.
Well, they posted Cotto up that time on Hines, and he made a nice little turnaround move as he gets into the act.
6 points for Ruben Cotto, averaging over 23 per game. Now Hogg and Cotto bumping along, down underneath, and Hogg lays it over the rim and in.
Boy, that was a strong move by Hogg. It looked like the officials could have maybe called a foul there.
5:10 to go, first half. Ruben Cotto, top of the key, and rattles in and out. No good. Tigers with a 3-point lead, and they have the ball back. Just missed that one, just missed tying the game. Edwardsville ball, Joseph Hines to Campbell, open 3, good again. He buries another one.
Can't leave him open, obviously. He's got a great touch from the outside.
17-11, 6-point lead for the Tigers. Here's Brandon Smith. Out high, here's Jackson for 3, and he missed it. Off the rim and off to the left, and it's Edwardsville ball. 4:28 to go. Timeout, Edwardsville. Tigers would like a timeout with a 6-point lead here at Alton High. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
State Farm serves over 75 million auto, fire, life, and health policies in North America. And in the Riverbend area, Tom Lane is the newest face of State Farm. With 10 years experience, a highly trained staff, and a good neighbor attitude, he provides his customers with exceptional knowledge and service. Call 377-8912 or visit them on the web at tomlaneagency.net today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
4:28 to go in the first half. Sold out gymnasium here in A-Town. The Alton Redbirds trailing the Edwardsville High Tigers 17-11. Second quarter, midway through the second period.
Anthony Campbell right now, the difference for the Tigers. 2 big three-pointers here in the quarter, and that's given the Tigers a 6-point lead.
Took the Redbirds a long time to get on the board. 4 minutes plus to start the game. Here's Cotto with a steal under the basket. Steals it from Hogg, gives to Matthews, driving down, puts a shot up, missed it off the rim. Rebound loose, and the Tigers have the rebound after one and done for Alton again.
Tough look for Matthews. Got a little too far behind the basket that time.
Here's Hogg driving in, lost the handle, and he has 2 turnovers in a row. Cotto, top of the key, gives to Matthews, now to Brandon Smith. Back to Matthews, now Smith left wing again. 3:40 to go, first half. Redbirds down by 6. They need a bucket here. Out high, it's Brandon Elliott driving in, kicks it to Cotto on the baseline, and he's on the sideline, out of bounds, turnover.
Quite a few turnovers for both teams here in the first half. 7 for the Tigers, 6 for the Redbirds.
Redbirds going to pick them up full court now. 3:31 to go with the press on, and hope for some more steals. Here's Edwardsville bringing it up. Triggs, double team. Gives it up to Siebers. Richard Siebers, 6'3" junior. Now it's Roundtree with the ball. Guarded by Brandon Elliott. Tigers flash a couple of players through the lane, but Campbell has it outside the three-point line. Guarded by Brandon Smith. 3:03 to go till halftime. It's 17-11 Tigers. Triggs fakes a 3. Now they give it up to Joseph Hines. Now Campbell. And a whistle. And a foul away from the ball. And not Ryan Matthews again. It looks like it's his 3rd foul. And he's talking to the official about it. Away from the ball, way away from the ball. A whistle with the ball way out between the circles.
That's twice. 2 of those 3 fouls have been way away from the basketball on Matthews.
1-and-1 is good. First into the 1-and-1 for Hines. He has 3 points now. Matthews again, 3 fouls. The fouls are now 8-2. Redbirds with 8, Tigers with 2 fouls. Second free throw, it rattles in for Hines. He has 4. And the lead is up to 8, 19-11 for Edwardsville, and the Redbirds need to go on a run. Elliott between the circles, 2:44 to go. Zach Brown back in with Cotto, Jackson, Brandon Smith, and Brandon Elliott. Here's Jackson holding it out high to Zach Brown. Cotto is down on the block. Zach Brown left open. 3 ball. It's no good. Rebound Edwardsville. Tigers have it again.
Tigers not really respecting anybody from the outside for the Redbirds except for Cotto and Smith. Brown got an open look but couldn't make it.
Here's Brandon Hogg with it. Cotto all over him. Now it goes to Anthony Campbell. 6'7" senior has it out high. Gives it up to Brandon Hogg again. Cotto on him, man-to-man. Now Campbell with it. And Brandon Smith in his pocket here. Back to Triggs now. As the Tigers just keep the ball outside the three-point line, especially once they get the lead.
And an 8-point lead at that. They are, going to be in absolutely no hurry.
1:43 to go till halftime. Here's Joseph Hines with it. Gives to Will Triggs. Now Anthony Campbell near the center line. Brandon Hogg with it. Hogg comes out high. Now we're at 1:25 left, second quarter.
They'll take the last shot of the half if you let them here.
Yeah, they're going 4 corners. Here it is. And the Redbird fans will make some noise now, don't you know?
This is always a fan favorite, but why not? You're up 8, minute left to go in the half. Make them play your game has always been the strategy of Mike Waldo.
Hogg just holding it in the center circle at his hip with 55 seconds to go here in the first half, and the Redbirds in jeopardy of going to halftime with 11 points. Quarters of 5 and 6. And at one point it was 9-9. But it's 19-11 right now. A 10-2 run since the Redbirds tied it up. Lane Bennett letting the defense rest and letting the clock wind down here. 19-11 our score. Now we're at 20 seconds to go. Brandon Hogg gets ready with the basketball. Here we go with 10 seconds left. Hogg bounces it to the wing, and Roundtree now underneath to Campbell. Knocked away, out of bounds, and Edwardsville ball with 4.2 to go. 4.2 seconds till halftime.
Watch for Campbell here on the inbounds pass.
They dump it in, knocked away by Zach Brown. Good hustle as he got in front of his man.
Tigers have been able to get some easy baskets off the inbounds pass tonight.
3.8 to go. Hogg looking for Campbell, and he dumps it into Campbell. He has it, throws it up and in with less than 2 seconds left. Campbell had trouble corralling that pass, but once he got it, he fired it up and in.
And the great thing about it was he never panicked. Once he got his hand on the ball, he didn't rush the shot at all. Took his time, got square to the basket, and knocked down the short jumper to give the Tigers a 10-point lead at the half.
21-11 now at halftime, our score. And in that second quarter, Campbell had 2 threes and 8 points. So he has 10 here at halftime of Edwardsville's 21. The Tigers 21, the Redbirds 11. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village.
With no more stairs and no more home upkeep in a spacious apartment or villa home, with no upfront endowment and just one monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
The Redbird transition game to get going to help out things on offense too, and that always seems to come sooner or later.
Always seems to come sooner or later, but the Tigers so good at taking that away as well. They get back and play transition defense so well. Don't turn it over on the offensive end very much. They don't take bad shots on the offensive end, and those are the two things that usually lead to transition baskets. Though they did turn it over quite a bit there in the first half. 7 turnovers for the Tigers. Quite a few turnovers for the Edwardsville team, but it never really led to the Redbirds getting out on the fast break.
A 10-point lead here, double-digit lead. Alton has never led in the game. We were tied once at 9-9. That was early in the second quarter when the Redbirds hit a couple of buckets and tied the game. And now the Tigers get the basketball as we start the second half. The third quarter, 8 minutes on the clock, and we're ready to roll here at AHS, Alton High. And 21-11 our score. Obviously a low scoring first half. Here's Campbell, top of the key, and he shoots an air ball. And what a quick shot there, 10 seconds in for the Tigers.
And I don't think Coach Waldo too happy with that shot selection from Campbell. Quick shot and a couple steps behind the three-point line as well.
And top of the key where he was short on it too as it sailed out of bounds. Here's Ruben Cotto for Alton the other way to Zach Brown. Now David Jackson from the left elbow, missed it. Long rebound though. Brandon Elliott keeps it for the Redbirds to Zach Brown. Tried to dump it into Jackson, and the pass was tipped away, and it's a turnover. It's Edwardsville ball. Brandon Hogg all the way down, blocked away by Jackson, and then a whistle as the ball was going the other way. Wow, a late whistle on David Jackson.
I'm not so sure that he didn't get the call right, but it's just surprising how late the whistle came.
Ball was headed the other way, basically, and that's foul number 2 on Jackson. Team foul number 1 for Alton here in the second half. Edwardsville ball, and it is Triggs with it. Way out at the three-point line, bounces it into Hogg, and now Cotto reaches around for the steal, and he'll pick up the foul. His first. That's 10 fouls on the night for Alton, 2 fouls for Edwardsville. They throw it into Campbell, fade away, no good. Rebound, it's the Redbirds who get the tip. 2 on 4, but Elliott going to the glass, and he missed it. Rebound, Tigers.
Well, he made a good move. Then he almost commits a reach-in foul on the other end. Good move to the basket. 2 on 4, as you mentioned. Couldn't convert, though.
Tigers ball still up by 10, 21-11. Here's Brandon Hogg, offensive foul, as finally they call one on the Tigers, and again the crowd makes some noise as another charge, another offensive foul. That's been all 3 of their fouls.
Well, Hogg definitely threw an elbow that time to Cotto, trying to get a little space.
Here's the Redbirds with it on offense. Still 21-11. 6:26 to go, third quarter. Redbirds ball down to our right. Zach Brown has it. Cotto trying to post up, but Brown will swing it to Elliott. Now to Cotto, deep in the left corner. Ruben Cotto gets a pick. Now top of the key, fires it to Elliott. 3 ball, no good. Rebound, Tigers have it again. 2 minutes into the third quarter now.
Boy, Hines doing a good job on Cotto. He's got real long arms, and he's making it tough on Ruben tonight.
Hines, a 6'3" senior. Here's Hogg from the three-point line. Good for the Tigers. Hogg fires it up and in. 3 threes for Edwardsville. 24-11. Tigers lead it. Smith back to Jackson. Jackson looking for Cotto on a backdoor cut. He'll fire it up instead. No good. Rebound falls right in the lap of Elliott again. Another offensive rebound for him. Elliott to Zach Brown. Brown throwing it and out of bounds as Hogg got his pass tipped away. And again, they can't get the ball to the post to Jackson.
Well, Hogg not respecting the outside shooting of Zach Brown. He's sagging down and making it real difficult for Zach to make the entry pass down in the low post.
5:22 to go in the third. Elliott throwing it in on the inbounds. He throws it in to Zach Brown, and he'll bring it to the top, and Ruben Cotto. Cotto has it. Left side, he'll fire an off-balance 3, and it's good. Cotto with a 3-ball.
What a tough shot. He gets a screen from Zach Brown. The Tigers switch, and he's got Hogg right in his face. Fade away, drains the 3. A deep one, too.
24-14, 10-point game as each team has hit a 3 here in the third quarter. Cotto with a 3. Now a foul called on Alton again. Elliott almost had the steal first, and then the foul was called on the Redbirds. Elliott will pick up his second foul. Matthews with 3 fouls, remember, and he's on the bench. Did not start on the floor here after halftime. Now we have another reach-in foul. Brandon Smith reaching in.
Well, Brandon was just a shade late in getting there that time. A little quicker reaction, and he gets a steal and an easy layup out of that. Instead, that split second of hesitation cost him.
Redbirds tip it out of bounds. Edwardsville will throw it in at midcourt, leading by 10. 4:46 to go. Here comes Ryan Matthews in for Zach Brown. So Matthews, Jackson, Elliott, Brandon Smith, and Ruben Cotto on the floor. And the Redbirds up to a dozen fouls in the game. 5-second call. They couldn't get the ball in bounds. Cotto guarding the ball, and Brandon Smith doing a good job on Campbell. Alton ball, 4:46 to go in the third.
Got to make it a little easier on offense. They haven't been able to get any good shots really in the second half. Even the 3 that Cotto hit was a real tough shot.
Here's Cotto driving in around 3. Tigers, and a reverse layup, no good. Rebound Tigers as it just rolled off the rim. Brandon Hogg to the right corner. Jump pass to Campbell. Now inside. Finger roll. Good. It's up and in for Joseph Hines.
Good screen and roll that time as Hines rolls right to the basket and gets an easy layup out of it.
26-14. Tigers by a dozen. Redbirds ball. Jackson fakes the handoff to Cotto. Now Elliott has it. Elliott skip pass to Brandon Smith. Now to Ryan Matthews. Matthews out high to Elliott. Now to Jackson. Right elbow. Gives to the top of the key again. Ryan Matthews with it. 3:53 to go in the third. Now Cotto bounces it to Jackson. Leans in and a foul. An offensive foul on Jackson. His third. And the fouls keep coming for the Red.
He definitely used his body to get the defender off of him that time. And good call by the official.
3 fouls on Jackson, 3 on Matthews, 2 on Brown, 2 on Elliott. 3:47 to go here in the third quarter. It's still a 12-point lead. Redbirds have 14 points here in the third quarter. Hogg double teamed and he fires it to Campbell. Open on the wing, up and missed it. Rebound, and it's a foul on the Tigers on the rebound. Edwardsville over the back there, making some room for the rebound. It's number 21, Hines, with his first. 4th foul of the game on Edwardsville, 2 in each half. Here's Matthews with it. On the right wing, back to Brandon Smith. 3:20 to go. Smith lost it. It was tipped away. Now Brandon gets it back. Free throw line. Back to Elliott. Now to Matthews. Driving. Puts it up. Missed it from the baseline. Shot an air ball. 3:05 to go in the third quarter. Hogg up the floor for the Tigers. Now it goes to the center circle and Campbell. Campbell out high. Backdoor cut. Tipped away by the Redbirds. Here comes Elliott. Elliott all the way down. Finger roll. Good. Brandon Elliott.
Good fake by Elliott. And fakes the pass to Cotto and takes it in for the layup. Now the Redbirds pick up full court and they need to get some pressure going, and down 10.
10-point game. That's where we were at halftime. 26-16 right now. That's our score. Edwardsville with the lead. Campbell as the Tigers run the weave again. Here's Roundtree to Campbell. Guarded by Cotto. Now out high to Triggs. Brandon Smith all over him. Now it goes to number 21, Hines. Out to the top of the key again. Down low underneath, all alone, and Hines lays it in.
Good pass from the sophomore that time. Triggs, a nice pass down low to Hines.
Redbirds chasing on defense, and finally there's an open man under the basket. Here's Elliott to the basket. Pushed from behind, no call. Now Cotto up, he missed it again, and he's fouled, and the whistle comes from mid-court. Not the 2 refs by the lane.
And late again.
Yeah. And there was 2 or 3 fouls on Cotto there. Cotto with some offensive rebounds, and he's at the free throw line now.
First free throws of the night for the Redbirds, I believe.
Hines with his second foul. Free throw good for Cotto. He has 10 points.
Got to cut into this lead, and just 1:45 left to go in the third. Got to get it into single digits at the least.
2 for 2 makes it a 10-point game again. 28-18 our score. 10-point game again as Cotto goes 2 for 2. Redbird fans make some noise. There's a steal. Riddle Springer missed it. Follow is good. Goaltending was not called. That was obvious, but Smith put it up and in.
Well, a break for the Red. I guess you say a break for the Redbirds, though they got robbed on the goaltend. Now another steal almost.
Hogg comes into the lane. Jump, stop, up, and rattles in for Brandon Hogg. He has 10 points. It's a 10-point game. 30-20. Here comes Cotto, and he's on the inline, out of bounds as he tried to go reverse layup again. Redbirds, full court press again with 1:06 to go in the third. They throw it inbounds, and Hogg brings it up with 1 minute left. 30-20 Tigers. Here's a foul, center circle. It's Riddlespringer back to the center. And that will be his first foul. And is that the bonus? That's going to be 2, 4, 6 fouls. We're in the bonus in the first and third quarters. That's not good. 30-20 with 55 seconds to go. Edwardsville ball. They throw it underneath to Campbell. Campbell leans in. Offensive foul as Elliott goes crashing to the floor. Campbell runs him over.
Well, that had to be. Campbell lowered the shoulder that time, and usually when you do that, you're going to get called for the offensive foul.
49 seconds to go, and somehow, some way, Coach Mike Waldo is arguing. He doesn't want any fouls at all on the Tigers. 30-20 our score.
Well, we're pretty close to that.
Cotto gives the ball off to Elliott. 3 ball in the air. Good! Brandon Elliott makes it 30-23.
He's had a couple open looks tonight, and he finally knocks one down.
Tigers into the lane, and they'll throw it back out with 26 seconds to go. It's a 7-point ball game. That's the 3 we've been looking for. Cotto had one earlier in the quarter. Now a pick and roll. Hogg underneath. Layup. No good. Rebound Redbirds. 13 seconds to go. Riddlespringer up and under and in. It's a 5-point game as Riddlespringer lays it in. 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Triggs has it. Hands it to Hogg. The shot is late. And the Redbirds make a run at the end of the third quarter. It's finally here.
Wow, what an end to that quarter, as the Riddlespringer really keying it with some big defensive plays, gets a steal and then a layup at the other end and cuts it to 5. Well, I said with a minute 45, they've got to at least get it to single digits. They did better than that as they cut it all the way down to 5 and get right back in the game.
And get the crowd back in the game. 30-25 after 3. The Redbirds with 5 quick points. Elliott with a 3. Riddlespringer with a layup. 5-0 run, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter at Sold Out Alton High School Gymnasium. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Shop? Andy's Auto Body on Broadway in Alton.
Minutes of the quarter, and after trailing 30-20, they make it 30-25 as we go to the fourth.
Kevin Riddlespringer keying the run, and he starts the fourth quarter in the lineup.
And the Redbirds with the ball, down by just 5 now. Down by 10 most of that third quarter. And including halftime too, when it was 21-11. Here's Elliott on the right wing, driving into the lane, gives it off to Riddlespringer, up and in, and he lays it in. It's a 3-point game.
Well, I don't know how you can have that much contact underneath and not have a foul on somebody.
Somewhere, somehow. No whistle this time. Here's Hogg. Throws it out as the Tigers go 4 corners here, up 30-27. And now Riddlespringer with a foul at the top of the key when it's just a touch. Of course, all of the banging down low a moment ago, and there's no whistle at all.
I mean, Brandon Elliott it was basically a football play underneath. So one way, it's either got to be offensive, it's either got to be a charge or a block in that situation. They don't call anything. And the Redbirds will take it as Riddlespringer got the layup.
Free throw good for Hogg. He makes it 31-27. And he now has 11 points in the game. The Redbirds outscore Edwardsville 14-9 in that third quarter. Hogg 2 for 2 to make it 32-27 Edwardsville. 5-point game. Redbirds on offense, and they need to make every offensive possession count now. Fourth quarter, 7:05 to go in the game. Ruben Cotto back to Riddlespringer. Now Cotto again. Gets a step, goes to the baseline, dumps it to Smith. Inside, little hook, no good. Rebound, Tigers, as Brandon Smith left it short. Now Cotto, jump ball called there. The Edwardsville player had the ball rolling around on the floor. Normally a travel, but Cotto tied him up, and the possession arrow going to go to the Tigers, I believe. What's the discussion here? 6:50 to go in the ball game. And Coach Lane Bennett brings his 5 players over to the bench.
Boy, has Anthony Campbell been quiet in the second half as well after a big second quarter.
Still has 10 points.
All in the first half.
8 for Hines, 12 for Hogg. For the Redbirds, it's 11 for Cotto right now, 5 for Brandon Smith, 5 for Elliott. Tigers break the press, and then double dribble call. Double dribble on the sophomore Will Triggs, and the fans go wild. Cheering at the referees again, I'm sure. 32-27, 5-point game. Alton trailing. Brandon Smith, 3-ball. It's no good. Long rebound, and out of bounds off of the Redbirds. It's going to be Tigers ball.
Brandon Smith hasn't had many looks at the basket at all tonight. Taking a couple threes. He's 1 for 2, I believe.
6:33 to go in the fourth quarter, and David Jackson was at the scorer's table. Now he's back to the bench, and Coach Lane Bennett doesn't want him in there now, and the referees are going to talk it over and decide if he needs to be in the ball game since he checked in, if he did check in. 6:33 to go, fourth quarter. We have a 5-point game, 32-27, and Coach Lane Bennett will have to bring Jackson in. The officials say he comes in. Riddlespringer goes to the bench. So Jackson, Matthews, and Smith, Cotto, and Elliott in the game. And really off the bench, Elliott and Riddlespringer both have been sparks.
Especially on the defensive end. A lot of steals and putting a lot of pressure on the Tigers to just get the ball up the court.
2 5'10" junior guards. 6:30 to go in the ball game as Edwardsville brings it over the timeline now. Joseph Hines has it. Hines backs it up to Hogg. Brandon Hogg driving on Cotto. Hogg into the lane, and Brandon Smith is going to be charged with a blocking foul, and the bucket's going to count. 3-point play coming up for Edwardsville.
Like Smith didn't quite get set that time. Hogg forcing the issue. Nice move to take it to the basket. Goes around Cotto and 1.
And Hogg, remember in the first game, 21 points against Alton. He has 14 now, and he single-handedly is doing some damage here. In all 4 quarters, he has scored. Free throw, good. Brandon Smith, by the way, with his second foul. Now it's an 8-point game with that 3-point play. 35-27 our score. To the 3-point line, Jackson hits a 3, left side. David Jackson with a 3-ball.
He's had some looks from 3-point lane tonight. Hasn't been able to knock any down until just then, and a big one.
35-30, Redbirds with a steal. The press works again. Cotto jumps to Matthews for a 3. No good. Long rebound. Matthews has it. Kicks it to the 3-point line and out of bounds. Just out of the reach of Brandon Elliott, who was open in the corner.
Boy, the Matthews 3 from here looked like it was right on the money. Just goes off the back rim. That would have cut it to 2, and the crowd would have been nuts.
Early in the fourth quarter, we had a 30-27 score. That's as close as the Redbirds have been in a long time. To the glass, a foul call. Jackson fouled Hines, and Jackson will pick up his 4th.
Well, I think he's going to have to go to the bench, too.
The 5:25 to go.
We haven't seen a lot of Tyrone Parker tonight.
You might bring Riddle Sprigger or Zach Brown, extra guard in there. Keep the pressure on. Here's Hines at the free throw line. It's good.
Well, we've seen him go with that lineup tonight. It's been pretty successful, but he's going to leave Jackson in, it looks like right now.
At least on offense. 9 points for Hines now. He could be the third Tiger in double figures. Campbell, Hines, and Hogg have done all the damage. This one's up and in. Hines 2 for 2. And a timeout on the floor. With 5:25 to go, Edwardsville calling a 30-second timeout, and they lead Alton 37-30 here in the fourth quarter, Nick.
Well, it's been, the Redbirds have put forth so much energy to get back in this game. You just wonder, are they going to have enough left in the tank in the final 5:25 to close that 7-point lead, because they're going to have to continue to keep the pressure up defensively and knock down some threes on the offensive end. We've seen Jackson hit a three. We've seen Elliott hit a three, and they're going to have to probably get it from some unlikely sources, because the Tigers are really smothering Smith and Cotto.
Well, this is one of the first times all year long that I've seen the Redbirds really get consistent play about 7, 8, 9 deep instead of just 5, and that's it. But they've needed to tonight with the fouls.
Really, yeah.
With the foul trouble. Matthews has it. Gives to Cotto. Back to Ryan Matthews. Tigers lead it 37-30. Here's Elliott to Matthews. Matthews into the lane. Stripped away. Got it back. Off the glass. Good. Matthews puts it up and in.
Fortunate to get that one back. He lost the ball. Nearly a turnover. He regathers it though and puts it up and in.
Tigers break the press again. Triggs into the front court with 4:52 to go in the ball game, and the four corners for the Tigers. In the center circle, it's Brandon Hogg, and a 5-point lead for Edwardsville, and they have the basketball. And the crowd will let them hear it again. But they've heard this before from the crowd. Now the Redbirds going to come up and get a man-to-man here and make them do something with the basketball with 4:20 to go now.
I think I'd try and force it into the hands of Triggs, the sophomore, and if he gets it, put all kinds of pressure on him, and if nothing else, maybe foul.
Here's Hogg going to the basket, and a finger roll, good. He got just enough of a step on Cotto there, put it up and in.
The senior that time with a good, quick first step gets the lay-in. He's been big all night.
Here's Jackson with the basketball, double teamed, out to Elliott, now Cotto. 7-point game again. Cotto 3, and it's off the back iron. Campbell with a rebound and a whistle. Must have hit the support above the basket, out of bounds, and it's Edwardsville ball. Jackson out, Riddle Sprigger in for defense. He's in with Elliott, Matthews, Brandon Smith, and Ruben Cotto. Basically 4 guards, and Brandon at 6'3". There's a bad pass. Brandon Smith has it. To the baseline, fouled on the baseline and missed the jumper. Campbell fouled him. His third.
Riddle Sprigger again with the steal.
And to the line, Brandon Smith. 5 points in the game.
Must make these 2.
Yes, the lead is 7, 39-32. In the air, good. 39-33 with 3:36 to go.
And that's a big one here. It allows the Redbirds to pick up full court pressure if he makes.
It's in the air. Smith short on this one. Everybody a little late going for the rebound there, but the Tigers get it. 39-33, 6-point game. Redbirds have never led in the game. Here's Hogg, double team, gives it to Triggs on his way to the basket, fouled, and it rolled off the front of the rim. Almost a late whistle there, really. Matthews with his 4th.
Strong move by Triggs going to the basket. Now we'll see if the young sophomore can knock down the free throws.
Triggs to the free throw line. In a 6-point game, 3:17 to go. In the air and missed it off the back iron. He'll have another.
Not a great stroke. I'm thinking with 3:17 left to go in the game, anytime he touches it from here on out, he's going to the line.
Mike Waldo may sit him on the bench for a little while too. But has another free throw. This one's up and rolls out. Missed them both. And it's 39-33. Redbirds with the ball, and they trail by 6. And Coach Lane Bennett would like a timeout here. Redbirds have a 2-possession game here at 6.
6-point lead, but Redbirds haven't been able to get a whole lot going from the outside. And of course, you don't have to go for the 3 right away. Plenty of time left.
An eternity left,
you might say.
Really. Just after 9 o'clock, you're in tune to WBGZ Alton. We got started just before 8 o'clock in this varsity contest. Big showdown tonight, and Alton trailing 39-33.
The problem really for the Redbirds is obviously the scoring, it would seem, is going to have to come from somewhere other than Cotto and Smith. The Tigers are determined to not let those 2 guys beat them. So somebody else on the floor, Jackson, Matthews, or Elliott right now, is going to have to step up.
Jackson has 5, Elliott with 5, Riddle-Sprigger with 4 points. So 14 for those 3. Here's Cotto to Matthews. Back to Cotto. Thought about a 3, but he's going to the basket. Missed the layup. Follow good. David Jackson follows it in.
Cotto with maybe his easiest shot of the night. Missed it, but great follow by Jackson.
What do you know? 4-point game, 39-35. Hogg, finger roll, no good. He broke down the defense and finally missed one.
Well, he did everything right there. Got an easy layup, just clanked it off the back iron.
Redbirds ball down by 4, 2:34 to go. Here's Jackson handing to Matthews. Cotto with the ball in his hands. Cotto with it, 11 points on the night. Here's Jackson with it. Jackson has 5 in the 4th quarter. Brandon Smith now to Matthews. Now Jackson, 3 ball. It's short from the right wing. Tigers with the rebound.
Big possession there, not to get a hoop.
Hogg inside, offensive foul. No! They call a foul on Jackson. No, they do call the charge. Okay, that was the right call, but I didn't see that call.
I didn't either, but you're right. It was definitely a charge, and now 2:04 to go, and another timeout.
Timeout on the floor, 2:04 to go, 39-35. Tigers. That foul's going to go on number 5, Brandon Hogg, and the Tigers with plenty of offensive charges, offensive fouls tonight.
Well, they've been aggressive, though, taking it to the basket all night long. Hogg especially has really broken down the defense and gotten great penetration. He's done it the last 2 times down the floor, and they've really got to find a way to stop him getting deep penetration as he has all night.
17 points for Hogg, 7 in the 4th quarter as he continuously goes to the basket. And normally, for years and years, you won't see a Tiger go to the basket like that in the 4th quarter when you have the lead. They want to keep it outside.
That's right, but tonight they've been kind of changing their philosophy a little bit. As you mentioned, Hogg is going to the basket strong.
Here come the Redbirds after the timeout. Down by 4, 39-35. Out to Jackson, now Matthews to Brandon Smith. Matthews, top of the key, 3, good! It's a 3-ball for Matthews at the top of the key. Timeout, 39-38, and the place goes wild.
Wow, and the key there for Matthews, he was ready to shoot when he caught it. A quick release, drains it and cuts it to 1.
Timeout on the floor. It's a 1-point game. 1:48 to go. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports. back with you. Sold out gymnasium here, and it's a 1-point game, 39-38. The Redbirds as close as they've been since it was 9-9. And here in the fourth quarter, as Nick mentioned, Cotto has not scored. Brandon Smith with 1, but Jackson with 5, Matthews with 5, and that's what you have to have.
Boy, unbelievable the run they've been able to make really in this second half without Cotto and Smith carrying the load. And it is such a big game for the Redbirds, not even if they don't win the game, to find some other sources of scoring and other players stepping up.
After the timeout, the Redbirds on defense, and 4 corners for Edwardsville here, and they lead 39-38, 1:32 to go. So they want to hold it some more. The Redbirds say that's okay. We've been able to do something about that. Triggs gives the ball off to Roundtree now. Roundtree guarded by Cotto. Now to Campbell, guarded by Matthews. 1:14 to go in the game. 1-point game. Now Cotto guarding Roundtree, and Cotto will be charged with a reach-in foul there. He says he got all ball, but it'll be his second foul.
And that doesn't hurt too bad. We'll see here. Roundtree going to the line, a junior. I can't really remember him taking a shot tonight.
He hasn't scored. To the free throw line he goes. Double bonus, free throw good, and he'll have another.
Well, good stroke for a guy who hasn't shot the ball tonight hardly.
6 for 8 from the free throw line for the Tigers here in the fourth quarter. The only 2 misses, Triggs a moment ago. 6 out of 8. This one no good. Jackson has the rebound. It's 40-38, 2-point game. Into the corner, Zach Brown for 3. It's short. It's short with a minute to go. Tigers have the rebound. He was left open in the left corner. Now Hogg has it, lost it. Brandon Smith with a steal. Smith to the hole. He's fouled with 44 seconds left. He went strong to the front of the rim.
Well, I thought Hogg got fouled on the other end. No call from the official as they are letting him play here in the last minute. And now Brandon Smith to the line with a chance to tie.
Triggs will pick up his first foul of the game. And Brandon Smith, 1 for 2 earlier in this fourth quarter from the line, has 6 points. And here he goes in a 40-38 ball game. 44 seconds left. Free throw is good. He'll shoot another for the tie, shooting 51% on the year. 2 for 3 now, though.
Seems like sometimes his stroke looks like that, and then other times it's a little, he short arms it a little bit. We'll see if he gets that good rotation on the ball here and good follow through.
Smith with another to make it 40-40. Can he do it? It's off the back iron, no good. He missed it. So it's 40-39, still a 1-point lead for the Tigers. 37 seconds left. Brandon Hogg guarded by Riddlespringer. Now the ball goes to the wing. Foul there. Foul. Joseph Hines is fouled, and he'll shoot 2. That foul's going to go on Zach Brown, his third.
Well, Triggs got the rebound underneath. They had a chance to foul him and send him to the line. Didn't do it. So now Hines goes to the line, the senior.
30.8 seconds to go. 5-point game going into this fourth quarter. Free throw short, but it hits the front iron and it goes off the glass and in.
Not a real silky smooth stroke that time from Hines, but it goes.
And he's 3 for 3 in the fourth quarter, 11 points in the game. He's 5 for 6 on the night. 41-39 with 30 seconds left. Free throw good. He makes it a 3-point game, 42-39 as he hit them both. Brandon Smith 1 for 2 at one end, and then Hines 2 for 2 at the other end. Timeout on the floor. It's 42-41 38-39. The Redbirds down by 3 with 30 seconds to go. What do you do here now if you're Alton?
Well, plenty of time. You don't have to go for a 3 here. You can take a quick 2. You'd love to get something going to the basket, maybe get some penetration, and maybe that opens up something from the outside. But don't have to have a 3. You got plenty of time left. And if you don't score, I say you try and get it in the hands of Triggs and foul him. He's 0 for 2 from the line tonight. Everybody else you've tried has been pretty much making their free throws down the stretch.
Alton with quarters of 5 and 6 in the first half, but 14 in the third quarter and 14 more here in the fourth quarter. So they trailed 21-11 at halftime, but here in the second half, they've turned it up. Offense, defense, and everything in between.
Boy, they really have stepped it up, especially on the defensive end, where they have forced the Tigers into a lot of turnovers and really have done a nice job on the boards as well. We haven't talked much about that, but either team has gotten hardly any offensive rebounds tonight.
Not many second chances, and here's Alton with a chance. Redbirds down by 3, 30 seconds to go. Here's Ruben Cotto over the timeline. Possession arrow for Alton. Cotto fakes a 3. Matthews with a 3. It's off the back iron, no good. Jackson has it under the basket. Layup, he missed it. Now a foul as Brandon Elliott grabbed it, fired it up, and he was fouled as the ball landed in Elliott's lap on the weak side.
Boy, and Matthews had a good look at a 3 that time. Off the Cotto drew the defense. Matthews got an open look. And of course, as soon as we talk about neither team getting any offensive rebounds, the Redbirds get 2 down on this end.
Jackson and Elliott. Now Elliott goes to the free throw line. And Elliott on the year, 6 for 12. That's it. He's a lefty, and 17.6 seconds to go. Free throw, good. It's 42-40, Edwardsville.
Boy, that stroke looked a lot better from 6 for 12. A very confident look that time by Elliott. But another big one coming.
6 points for Elliott, all in the second half. A big 3 in the third quarter to start Alton on their run when they got down 30-20. This one is short. Rebound Campbell, and Cotto fouls him with 15.8 seconds left in a 2-point game.
A little surprised that time that Coach Bennett took out Jackson and Matthews, 2 pretty good rebounders, and had Zach Brown down low and really no chance at getting an offensive rebound off an Elliott miss.
Well, now Campbell goes to the line. He has not shot a free throw in the game. He has not scored in the second half.
Not many good looks at all here in the second half, but he is a good shooter.
And now timeout. Alton, the Redbirds, will try to ice Campbell, the free throw shooter. And it looks like a full timeout. We'll take a quick break with 15.8 seconds to go in the game. Tigers up 42-40 here at Alton High. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
What do I need to do to sell you a car today?
Roberts Motors, 2 locations, Alton and Wood River.
To Z1570 tonight, on the web tonight, RiverBender.com, and all other places too for this big battle between Alton and Edwardsville. And again, the Redbirds tied it once, 9-9. They've never led, and they've stayed right in it though. 42-40 Tigers. And Campbell is at the line here for Edwardsville after the Alton timeout.
69% from the charity stripe this year. He'll shoot 2.
First free throw, good. 43-40. And this obviously is the big one. 11 points now for Campbell.
Not much doubt about that one.
9 for 12 in the fourth quarter now for the Tigers from the line. And 2 for 2, 10 of their points in the fourth quarter from the line. 4-point game, 14 seconds left. Here's Matthews for 3. It's good! It's good! A 1-point game again with 9.6 to go.
Boy, oh boy, just exactly what the Redbirds needed. Not just a 3 from Matthews, but a quick 3. Just 6 seconds off the clock. 9.6, plenty of time. Redbirds even really have time to go for a steal here. If you don't get it, obviously you've got to foul right away. But it won't be an easy task for the Tigers just to get the ball in bounds.
Matthews with his second 3 of the fourth quarter, both very big. 5 threes on the night for the Redbirds, including 3 here in the fourth quarter. And Cotto just dribbled it up the floor, pitched it to the left. Matthews was wide open.
Well, I think everybody in the building is thinking Cotto's going to get the shot. And that left Matthews wide open, and he drained it. And now, even if the Tigers knock down a couple free throws, you've still got a chance to tie it with a 3.
And remember, the first game was a 2-point Edwardsville lead when Cotto missed a 3 at the buzzer, basically. And we may be coming down the stretch to another photo finish here. Edwardsville leading 44-43, 9.6 seconds to go. Timeout on the floor here. Coach Lane Bennett, the Alton Redbirds break the huddle with Cotto, Zach Brown, Elliott, Riddle Sprigger, and Brandon Smith. They throw it into Campbell. Zach Brown fouls Campbell, and you needed to keep the ball away from him.
Yeah, I would think he wouldn't have been the guy you really wanted. They had Triggs down at the other end of the floor, the guy you probably would have liked to have sent to the free throw line, but it'll be Campbell.
Zach Brown with his 4th. Jackson and Matthews all with 4 fouls too, remember. 44-43 our score. Campbell's free throw, good. 2-point game, 8.6 to go. Here comes Jackson and Matthews, each with 4 fouls back in.
Got to be ready on the glass here. Even good shooters miss sometimes, and you just hate to have him miss and let them get an offensive rebound.
45-43, here we go. It's in the air. He missed it. He missed it. Triggs tried to grab it and out of bounds. Alton ball. 2-point game. 6.1 seconds to go.
Well, he did miss. The Tigers almost got the offensive rebound. 6.1. No time to mess around. You got to hurry, and they'll get it into Cotto quickly.
Everybody on their feet. Here comes Ruben Cotto. 2-point game. Here we go again. Cotto with a 3. It's good! It's good! The Alton Redbirds have won the game! Cotto with a 3 at the buzzer. It's good! The Redbirds win it! 46-45!
Oh, my God. What a shot by Cotto. Fading away. And no chance for the Tigers to get the ball back, and the Redbirds win it by 1. What a game.
Pandemonium on the court. Students all over the court. And what a shot. Maybe 2 defenders up on him. And a little fadeaway as always by Cotto. The first lead of the game at the buzzer.
And at the last possible second, he could have taken it. Gets it off and drains it. Unbelievable. Fans all over the court, and the place erupts as Cotto drains the 3 to beat him.
Wow, 46-45. The Redbirds win it, and they improve to 23-6. Edwardsville 23-2. 2 losses for the Tigers this week. Back with a postgame in a moment. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Looking for something to do this weekend?
RiverBender.com.
How about great deals on your favorite pastime?
RiverBender.com.
Maybe you're in the market for a new home.
RiverBender.com.
Or a new car.
RiverBender.com.
Restaurants, menus, coupons, and gift certificates.
RiverBender.com.
No matter what you're shopping for.
RiverBender.com.
If you live in the Riverbend community, you need to visit